In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Tuesday, July 1st. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Tuesday, July 1st MLB bet slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetChefD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.2 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so you can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for the Sunday video, our last video, yet again another video where we went over 500, 3 and 2, solid plays there. We're going to be looking to do that yet again in this Tuesday slate. I appreciate you guys for checking in and continually to show up on these posts here. I'm trying to put it out as much as possible on a daily basis. Might be a gap here and there, but we're going to continue to stay consistent for the majority of the week posting these plays. All right, also, if you don't want to miss out, you gotta sign up for the Patreon. This is the Patreon right here. This is the community. As you can see, everyone is posting plays, going over plays, and this is what we do. Community as it just goes through things, posts, brainstorm, everything is on here. If you click on that link provided down below, you're getting full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. In Citizens Bank Park here, we have the Philadelphia Phillies 50 and 35 going up against the San Diego Padres 45 and 39. Pitching matchup here, Nick Pivetta 8 and 2 with a 3.36 ERA going up against Christopher Sanchez 6 and 2 with a 2.79 ERA. Current odds for this one here, Phillies minus 175 with the comeback of the Padres at a plus 145. Total runs at 8.5. Public bet percentage here, 90% of the bets, 70% of the money all over Philly. And for the total here, 73% of the bets, 67% of the money towards the over 8.5 in the total. All right, first game of this series went towards Philly. They won easily against Matt Waldron and the Padres 4-0. Looking at Chris Sanchez at home, he's been pretty solid at home, 3.24 ERA. Very strong strikeout numbers, 52 strikeouts in 41 innings. That's really, really good. That's what you want to see. If we're looking at advanced numbers, like I said, strikeout number 30% to righties, 30% to lefties, essentially. We do got to watch out for the power he gives up to righties, a 1.35 home run per 9. If he's having a bad day, then it's going to be that home run ball that's going to cause the issues. And he has a slightly raised walk rate to righties at 7.2 as well. But other than that, strong numbers where it's supposed to be progression versus righties, regression versus lefties. Looking at these Padres do have some solid lefties here in that lineup. Looking at Nick Pivetta, he technically has home road splits as well. He does usually pitch better in Petco Park. This game is going to be in Citizens Bank Park. More hitter friendly in Citizens Bank Park than Petco. But looking at Nick Pivetta here, you gotta watch out for that knuckleball there. That's going to be the Achilles heel, and that's what gets him his outs so far this year. Right, so far this year, he has a road ERA at 4.50 ERA. Good strikeout numbers, again, 41 strikeouts, 38 innings. Anytime it's over the innings pitched, you got a good strikeout number there. You're most likely over 25% in your K rate, definitely. All right, Nick Pivetta here, if we're looking at his advanced numbers here versus righties, 2.29 home run per 9. That's going to be the issue here, power versus righties. But like I said, said, 25% strikeout to righties and lefties. That's very good. We do got to watch out for the walks, 8% versus righties, 11 versus lefties. But we have a low average, low whip as well. And we have progression here against righties. So solid numbers all in all with Nick Pivetta and with Chris Sanchez. We do got to worry about the home run ball with both of these guys and a little bit of a walk issue. But other than that, I think we got a pitcher's duel on hand here. Main play in this game is going to be under 8.5 main play between Phillies and Padres. Secondary play will be Padres plus 1.5. In Lone Depot Park here, we have the Miami Marlins 37-45 going against the Minnesota Twins 42-44. Looking at this pitching matchup here, Joe Ryan 8-3 going up against Edward Cabrera 2-2 with a 3.78 ERA. Joe Ryan is the ace of the Twins. Cabrera has been, after a slow start, has been turning it on lately. Looking at the odds on this one, Twins are road favorites, minus 140 with the comeback of the Marlins at a plus 115. Total runs at 7.5. Public bet percentage here, 77% of the bets, 85% of the money towards Minnesota. And for the total runs, 92% of the bets, 86% of the money towards the over 7.5 in the total. Twins have been struggling last two games, losing to the Tigers, and that's understandable because the Tigers are elite this year. And the Miami Marlins have won 5 in a row. All right, they are red hot right now and coming in this spot, coming back home after a long road trip. So you got to watch out for that. Long road trip, coming back home. They've been winning. Does that continue? All right, now looking at Joe Ryan, that's a tough task here for the Miami Marlins because Joe Ryan has been elite this year. 2.87 ERA on the road, 199 batting average, 47 strikeouts, 47 innings. That's a positive there. Looking at his advanced numbers, we do got to watch out for the home run ball to righties and lefties, is both at that one department and a little bit over, but we got solid strikeout numbers here. 34% strikeout rate here, and the Miami Marlins lineup is mainly righties as well. That's positive. Very low walk rate, low average to both righties and lefties. So I'm loving the spot here for Joe Ryan against these righties. Let's see, looking at Edward Cabrera. He's going to deal like three lefties. That's all Joe Ryan's going to have to deal with. Eric Cabrera, on the other hand, like I said, slow start, but has been turning it up lately. 3.86 ERA at home. Very impressive there. The batting average is at a 237. His advanced numbers at home, we got to watch out for the walks. That is usually his Achilles heel, and that's what was like really getting him in trouble when he first came up here, first started this season. He does give up a home run per 9 at 1 versus lefties, but the strikeout rate is at 30. That's a solid part. The walks for both righties and lefties, that's where the Twins are going to have opportunities. 11% versus righties, 9% versus lefties. And he should be getting some regression versus righties as well. So that's not good as well. So young pitcher here. Joe Ryan stepping into his own. I think the value is on the Twins in this one, and that's where the line has you at right here. Despite the fact Miami Marlins being hot, Twins still showed up in this spot here as favorites. I think the Twins back that up on the money line. Secondary play, I would ultimately go with the under 7.5, but main play, Twins on the money line, and they stop the Marlins hot streak. Next up in Nationals Park here, we have Washington Nationals 35-49 going against the Detroit Tigers 53-32. Pitching matchup for this one, Jack Flaherty 5-9 with a 4.80 ERA going up against Trevor Williams 3-9 with a 5.65 ERA. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, we have Tigers as road favorites minus 160 with the comeback of the Nationals at a plus 135. Total runs at 9.5. Public bet percentage here, 89% of the bets, 97% of the money towards Detroit. For the total run, 67% of the bets, 71% of the money towards the over 9.5. All right, looking at Jack Flaherty here on the road, and this is where he struggles, despite the fact he was fantastic last year, great numbers at home. It is a totally different story on the road, a 6.17 ERA on the road with a 272 batting average. And then he only has 34 strikeouts and 35 innings compared to 49 innings and 66 strikeouts. So even the strikeout numbers are hot and cold here with home and road splits as well. Looking at his advanced numbers, he's giving up too many home runs to righties at 2 and versus lefties at a 1.06. Walk rate versus lefties at 11%. A 300 batting average to righties. This is a really good spot here for the Nationals to attack Jack Flaherty. And for Trevor Williams here in the Nationals, this is also a good spot for the Tigers in this one. If we're looking at his numbers at home for Trevor Williams, it is a 5.89 home ERA at home, which is pretty bad there. A 292 batting average. The strikeout rate is low as well, and he struggles mightily versus lefties. All right, so if we're looking at right here, all right, so his advanced numbers at home, he's given up a 1.69 home run per nine versus lefties. The strikeout rate versus righties is decent at 25%, but not against lefties at 14%. Walk rate is no issue, but it's the lefties. 376 batting average, 211 whip across the board. That is very bad. The lefties he's going to have to face, he's going to have to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties in this lineup for the Tigers. So this is a spot that we're going to be attacking offense, all right? My main play in this game will be over 9.5. Main play. Secondary play will be plus 1.5 on the Nationals. They have some upside, but the main play, love runs in this one, over 9.5. In George M. Steinbrenner Field here, we have the Tampa Bay Rays 47-38 going against the Athletics 35-52. Looking at this pitching matchup here, we got Jeffrey Springs 6-6 with a 4.30 ERA going against Shane Baz 8-3 with a 4.37 ERA. Looking at the odds for this one, we have the Rays as solidified home favorites minus 165 with the comeback of the Athletics at a plus 140. Total runs at 8.5. Public bet percentage here, 92% of the money, 92% of bets, 100% of the money all over the Rays. For the total runs, 84% of the bets, 85% of the money towards the over 8.5 in the total. The first game of this series shockingly went towards the Athletics, winning 6-4. All right, so couldn't this be a bounce back spot for the Rays? Looking at Jeffrey Springs here on the road, 3.98 ERA, 228 batting average, and a very low strikeout rate. Only 41 strikeouts in 52 innings. Looking at his advanced numbers, he's given up power to righties and a huge walk rate to lefties at 14%. That definitely bodes well for the Rays here. 1.31 home run per nine, 14% walk rate. That's not good. 310 batting average as well to lefties, a 1.88 whip. As well. So power to righties, and he's giving up hits and walks to lefties here for this lineup of the Tampa Bay Rays. And looking at them, the lefties that they're going to be bringing up, let's see, Brandon Lowe, Jonathan Aranda, Josh Lowe, Matt Thais, and Taylor Walls as well, even Chandler Simpson. So they got plenty of lefties, 4 to 5 lefties here to give Jeffrey Springs some trouble, and that's the way they're going to be able to attack him. For Shane Baz, looking at his numbers here, he has struggled at home, 5.70 ERA. 49 strikeouts in 47 innings. He does have a really good strikeout rate. Looking at his home road splits here, at home he's giving up power, 1.73 home run per nine versus righties, 1.27 versus lefties, 11% walk rate to righties, 8% to lefties, but it's middling average at 240 and 250. We really just got to watch out for the home run ball and the walks. All right, if he's not getting in trouble there, then he should be fine. And there's progression versus righties, looking at his xFIP as well. So ultimately in this game, I'm leaning more to the side of the Tampa Bay Rays, bouncing back and attacking. These lefties here can really get on Jeffrey Springs, and I'll take the Rays on the money line. But I do think that this game is going to be high scoring. I'll go with the over 8.5 as the secondary play. In Citi Field here, we have the New York Mets 48-37 going up against the Milwaukee Brewers here, 47-37 here. Pitching matchup, Freddie Peralta 8-4 with a 2.90 ERA going up against Clay Holmes 8-4 with a 2.97 ERA. Looking at the odds for this one here, Mets home favorites minus 130 with the comeback of the Brewers at a plus 110. Total runs at 8.5. Public bet percentage here, 79% of the bets coming in on the Mets, 67% of the money on the Mets here. Sharps are slightly, very little bit here, are trying to get some value on the Brewers in this spot here, with the Mets struggling as of late. For the total run, 75% of the bets, 71% of money towards the over 8.5 in the total. All right. Looking at the last 5 here, Mets got swept by Pittsburgh. Brewers were on a run and got beaten by the Colorado Rockies in that last matchup here. So both teams coming off losses. Mets trying to bounce back off of that road trip, that little small road trip, and coming back home into Citi Field. Clay Holmes has been fantastic this year, 3.13 ERA, 36 strikeouts in 46 innings, so low strikeout rate at home. Even though he was coming up this whole offseason here in spring training, he was supposed to be big up about a very high strikeout rate. It's a little bit lower than what we expected, but still very good at getting outs here, 196 batting average as well. Looking at his home runs, his advanced numbers here, a 1.50 home run per 9 versus righties, a 1.23 versus lefties. The walk rate, we got to watch out for lefties at 12% for him, but average, whip, all low. Very good numbers there, and we see progression in both of his numbers versus lefties and righties. That's a positive sign there. So we just got to watch out for the lefty bats in this lineup for the Brewers. All right, Freddie Peralta, he's been untouchable at home, but this is a road game here, and he's been getting beat up here. His ERA doubles, 4.02 on the road. 50 strikeouts in 47 innings, so that's a positive sign. He's still getting his strikeouts. Looking at his advanced numbers, a 2.25 on 1 per 9 versus righties, 1.33 versus lefties. He's giving up way too much power to both hands, and he's walking both righties and lefties at 10% and above. All right, so power, walks, that's a bad recipe right there. Looking at the average, 227, 202, but the walks and the power that he's giving up doesn't equal out. We see some progression supposed to come to righties as well and lefties slightly, but the power numbers are a big concern, especially versus a team here that's really good in home runs here, 6th overall in the league with home runs at 109. So that's going to be a bit of a problem for Freddie Peralta. I think the Mets bounce back in this spot here. I think they take advantage of Freddie Peralta on the road. I like the Mets on the money line. For the secondary play, I would go with Mets team total over. And go against the grain with this one here. Even though Freddie Peralta is the ace of the Brewers, I like the Mets in this one on the money line. All right, so that's going to be our breakdown for the Tuesday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that down below. Also, guys, sign up for that Patreon, get locked and loaded. I want you to get in there so you can get ready for the NFL season that's coming up. We're going to have futures for the NFL, for the Super Bowl. We're going to have futures for team totals. We already have futures for the World Series. So you got to click on that link right it down below. You're getting full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.